Good afternoon, on what is a cool, bright and sunny day. It is Sunday the 15th of January. I have a nice hot cup of tea. And a parcel to unbox. Okay, it comes nicely, and what I am going to pull out is... Up. Oh, is that, which if I do that might make it a bit easier to read, is Slow Sleigh to Plankton Downs by Ezra Clevery. Journey to the glaciated world of Myung's Misstep. A journey to the glaciated world of Myung's Misstep lands the players in the middle of a whodunit aboard the Nantucket sleigh ride as they attempt to uncover the truth behind the mysterious murders plaguing the ship. Will they reveal the culprit or suffer a cold, lonely demise on the face of the unforgiving ice? Now, this is published by Melsonian Arts Council, and let's see, it's a scenario for Troika. Now, Troika is also published by Melsonian Arts Council, and Troika can be best described as sort of like is a weird science fantasy role-playing game inspired, at least mechanically, by the Final Fantasy role-playing books. What you create is a very quite a focused character with a set series of skills, and explore situations and scenarios as you will, and this is one of them, which is a science fiction scenario or a murder mystery, much in the vein of Horror on the Orient Express, and then things like Robots of Death for Doctor Who, and it takes aboard a place. This takes place aboard a giant ice hovercraft, which is crossing this icebound world from one location to another, and the player characters are aboard. So that's the map, and the key, of course, done in this very bright, vibrant colours. And we get on to, here's the introduction. That's simple, kept simple and plain. And the scenario itself, we've got an explanation of the scenario itself, nice, simple, clear. And this artwork continues, which has a very European feel to it. You have a presentation of, this is going to be a bit of a spoiler because this is the villain of the piece, the maxillary usurper, basically horrible monster which lurks aboard the Nantucket sleigh ride and steals from its victims. I've got a complete extending explanation of how they work, who they are. So the game master is fully equipped when she comes to run this, before we get into the nature of the voyage and the ship. And we have a breakdown of the ship location by location. So it's taking this from here, pulling it out, putting it in clearly framing it, and then giving a key to each and descriptions to all of the locations. So it does that for the upper deck, the middle deck, and the lower deck. And again, you've got sights of sort of crew and passengers moving around this vessel and the artwork. And then we get into the plot proper, with 2 days before the voyage. Basically 30 hours to the trip, there is a murder, and the stewardess finds a headless corpse, which sets the cat amongst the pigeons, as they say, and throws everything into the air. And then it's quickly followed by the second murder, which is going to put people on even more edge. One murder is a murder, 2 murders a spree. There's got to be a good reason for that. Then we have a complete breakdown of passengers. Very simple, kept get to the point. Illustrations of them there as well. But again, for the most part, you as a referee, you're going to be explaining to them creating a lot of the details about them as you go, because it's kept to a fair degree of a minimum, to a minimum really. We have other passengers and who they are. So a quick table that the game master can roll on. And essentially, so what aboard, apart from the player characters who could be almost anything, there are 21 Martian Orthodox nuns. At 24 water farmers and farmhands, because the planet is mined for its heavy water. Ice miners and 4 recent glaciology students hoping to pay off student loans by hitting the big ice. So it's a gold rush, if you will. And then at the end we have new backgrounds. And new backgrounds essentially represent essentially your whole character. They're sort of like they encapsulate everything about your character, give you possessions, skills, and explain who you are. So you have the Astropithecus trocensis. Essentially, this is a colonial cyborg of all Mars, comprises both animal and mechanical parts. Essentially, on a 6-wheeled motorised standard habitat truck, slightly larger than a wheelchair, which carries its memories, central processing nodes, and so on. Atop the truck's roll bar perches an interpreter parrot who speaks for the whole, whilst 2d6 Martian rhesus macaques maintain the truck, run errands, and eat anything within reach. Then we have a clonal monument, essentially, which is a clone set adrift after its former owner and creator was declared bankrupt. And so you can see with these, essentially at the bottom here, you've got the skills which you're rolling 2 6-sided dice against and rolling to get under, and then possessions. And that's it. Basically that's your whole character. We also have the displacement prosthesist. Essentially, the Ministry of Human Services waiting list for new grain replacement bodies can run decades long. Rather than settling for cryonic evisceration, some legally disembodied persons find themselves unable to wait, so they upload into a machine body, and there they are. We have the ice miner, a bit more prosaic, a bit simple, straightforward, less weird, more weird than the macrame owl. And essentially, as a distinguished and elderly scientist once remarked, any sufficiently advanced macrame is indistinguishable from magic. Mystic monastic, as in Martian Orthodox nuns. We have an octopod headfoot, and again a scud miner, basically as a equivalent of a kitchen porter, that sort of thing. A taperoid moron. That's by its own standards of its own race. Amongst its own kind, it's an idiot, but amongst humanity, it's a genius. Full stats for an auxiliary slurper again, and then tables for weather, NPC names and occupations, and that sort of thing at the back there. So yeah, this is everything you as the GM for your Troika game needs to run a murder mystery aboard. So like a science fiction, a journey on a far distant planet, and it's basically it's a little toolkit. The player characters, you essentially have to set off the murders. The player characters have to be interested and go, well, we don't want to be murdered. Should we investigate it? Well, nobody else is. That sort of thing. And it's all playable, I think, in a session or so. You might last 2 sessions, but no longer. And all you've got to do as a game master is get the player characters there, tell them that you're delivering this box to, this location, essentially where the Nantucket sleigh ride is going, and there you go. That's it. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this unboxing of Slow Sleigh to Plankton Downs. It's very it's quite sort of like it's very odd in essentially in its type of science fantasy. It's very down at heel, but at the time very high concept in some of its presentation and ideas, I think. But I think your players will enjoy it. So anyway, thanks for watching another unboxing in the Nook. If you've enjoyed this, then please click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a parcel containing a book or game, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea, then please do click on the like button and the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching. Be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.